Now the question is, does the perfect one watch collection exist? And is there a collector that has it? The answer to me, in my opinion, is yes. And I'll tell you why. After years and years of looking at watches, I'm a third generation watchmaker. So my grandfather was a watchmaker, my dad's a watchmaker. I have a whole bunch of cousins that were or are watchmakers. After generations of watchmaking, and it runs in my family, I've been around watches since I was born. I know a lot of collectors. My family, they're not collectors. They just fix them. They don't really care about too much about the value of them. They just fix watches. So I'm a little bit different than them. But after years of looking at watches, studying watches, trying to learn as much as I could about watches, watching all these YouTube videos and all this information, building collections. Because in my watches, I could easily build a modern 3-watch collection, a vintage 3-watch collection, a rare 3-watch collection that not a lot of people have. I could do all kinds of things with that, but I know and I'm aware, and I'm sure you probably are. If you're watching this video, that means the YouTube algorithm knows that you like watch videos, and unfortunately, you're not gonna have the perfect watch. I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna have the perfect watch either. After years of looking and studying and reading articles and getting deep into watches, I realized that even the guy that buys the most expensive watch, even whatever your Grail watch is, or mine, the guy that owns that, he's still looking for more watches. Even the most expensive watch or the top of the line watch out there in the world, whoever owns that watch, he's probably still looking for more watches. So that means that the perfect one watch does not exist for us. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist for us. Now, I was a watchmaker, so I got to fix a lot of people's watches. I got to, hear their stories, understand, where they were coming from, how they view their watch. I remember that one day, this guy brought in a watch to repair, and it was a really, really cheap watch. I mean, it's real cheap. I mean, you could buy that watch at Walmart for maybe $10. Real cheap watch, a quartz watch. And the guy brought it in, and he wanted a crystal for it. The crystal was broken, and then he wanted a crystal for his watch. And I can't change a crystal for $5 because I'm running into too much risk. My time is gonna, cost more than that. So I told the guy, trying to be an honest, businessman. I told the guy honestly. I said, the crystal is going to cost you more than the watch. My advice would be just buy another watch. And I was trying to be honest and be but friendly to him. And man, that just pissed him off. He said, you know what? Don't worry about how much the crystal cost me. Just replace it. I'm not asking you if I need a new watch. I just want you to replace my crystal on my watch. And he said, that's a watch that somebody gave me, and it has a lot of value to me, and I want to wear it. And I realized that guy has the perfect watch. It's $5, $10 watch. Somebody's got a Patek Philippe, they're going to laugh at that watch. That's a joke. But that guy has a perfect watch. The other guy that has a big, humongous watch collection, he's still looking for more watches. He's never going to, it's the watch bug. They call it the bug. So once you catch it, then it never ends. There's no antidote for it. Unless you get into cars, I guess, or something else. But it just doesn't stop. It can probably get worse, but it's not going to stop. So that guy has the perfect watch. He doesn't care. He's not looking for watches. He's never going to watch this video. The information that you and I know about watches is irrelevant to him. He's got the perfect watch. He loves it. That's his watch. That's his baby. Is he a collector? Of course he's a collector. He could have thrown that thing away and bought another $10 watch. That's his watch. That's his collection. I met a guy the other day. He's got a 1967 El Camino. That's a beautiful car. He only has one car, and that's his car. I consider him a car collector. He could easily sell that car and buy a new truck, but that's his car. So I consider him a collector because he's got the perfect car. He told me he's had it since, I think, 1972. He got it back then, and he still keeps it, and that's his baby. That's his car. I consider him a collector. Same thing with a guy with one watch. In the watch community, we have this kind of inside joke that we get a little bit snobbish about, and we say that, and it's happened, I've heard it, It's happened to me because obviously being a watchmaker, a lot of people came in with different watches, and you compliment somebody, you tell them, man, that's a real nice Submariner, and they're offended. They're like, this is a Rolex. This is not a Submariner. This is a Rolex, and you're thinking, this guy's ignorant. I know it's a Rolex, but it's a Rolex Submariner. Well, what happens is, to him, he's got a top of the line watch. He's got a Rolex. He probably doesn't know there's other brands that are more expensive or more sought after. He probably doesn't even know that. To him, he's got the perfect watch. It's his Rolex. He loves it. That's his baby. He's a collector because he's got his one watch. That's his watch. That's his baby. And to him, you tell him that's a Submariner. That's offensive. No. This is a Rolex. And in a sense, with the lack of information that he's got, he's probably better off than most of us that have all this information and know all this. We know the difference between a Submariner and a Paul Newman Daytona, and we know all this information, and we think it's just a Submariner. It's just an average watch. To him, it's top of the line. That's his Rolex. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the perfect watch and the perfect watch collector does exist. It's just not going to be us, unfortunately, because now we have too much information, and like I said, you can never see paradise from paradise, so the more information you get, unfortunately, the harder it is to have the perfect watch. We're never going to have it. I think we need to understand it, otherwise we'll go crazy looking for the perfect watch, and it just doesn't exist. At least it doesn't exist for us. Anyways, that was my watch video today. I hope you guys don't get mad at this video. It's just the way I think and the way I see watch collecting.